Hello, I'm being frank with you. It's Saturday morning, 5th of August, and I have good news about our roof. I'll let you see. We're actually starting to put tiles on the roof, which is good. Only thing is, they've taken the aerial from the chimney, the dish, and my wife was complaining last night that she had no television to watch, which is probably a good thing, because we waste so much time watching television. This morning the first job of my day is to go and spray the weeds again. Look. When this job was done, it was supposed to be with that thick mat so that the weeds did not come through. But I know that the man did not do the right job, and I can prove it, because here, this is the handle from a bag they use for carrying aggregate. So he just used any old plastic bags and matting material that he could find. So it's not the proper stuff, and so we get weeds. These weeds here are bindweed. I've already sprayed them 2 times, but they still want to grow. Bindweed, it will climb up another plant and just bind its way all the way up the stems. There's nothing else to bind onto here. But it's still got too much life in it, and I think I need to give it more spraying. Same with these. These are blackberries. In Scotland they call them brambles, just to be different. And the other thing I have is invasive grass, but that should be killed off quite easily with weed killer. I've been using the same weed killer for a few months now, and I think I need to change. I think maybe it's getting a bit used to that. What do you call it? They get resistant. So I do that now.
Close till I get up. Time is barely on our side. I don't wanna waste what's left. The storms we chase are leading us, and love is all we'll ever trust. Yeah.
I think most of my weed problem is the fact that every time I spray them, a few minutes later it starts to rain and it washes the weed killer off, and I think it maybe needs a couple of hours in the dry so that it coats the surface of the leaves, and then it does whatever it does to stop the plant growing, and it's just not getting that time, because that's it. I've just finished spraying and the rain is on. It's not heavy rain. The sky is quite blue up there, but there are still clouds, and it looks like it might rain long enough just to wash off all the weed killer that I've just sprayed. So wasted my time and my money again. At least this year we're having a bit of success with the grapes. I mean, some of these boys look quite good. The only thing I have to be careful of is that the little creatures are going to come in and eat them. I think mice come in and steal them, and the birds also want to come and eat them. But I don't really know how to protect them. I thought they would be safe enough inside the greenhouse, but well, there's more at the back. It's good this year. They're very sweet, but they tend to have big stones. What do you call them? The seeds inside. They tend to be quite big. So although the grapes might be quite juicy, very quickly you've just got this crunchy thing in your mouth, and I don't like eating the crunchy stones in the grapes. Last year in the greenhouse I was growing salad greens in this tray, but I pulled them all out after the end of the season. But it's funny, there's always seeds and something goes back. I don't know quite what it is, maybe Swiss chard, but I think maybe we'll have that for lunch. And other things as well, because I don't think that's enough to feed 4 people. I'm a bit concerned about my worms again, because, yeah, the surface has gotten this strange, I don't know what you call this, fuzzy way. And underneath, it doesn't smell good. I don't see any worms. Plenty of flies though. I don't like the flies. Underneath this tray, get rid of the flies. Yeah, the worms are happy here.
No, I don't wanna waste what's left.
They're moving around, it's good. But there's not as many as I would expect, and they don't seem to want to come up to the top tray. Yeah, I don't know what to do about this. I think maybe I have to empty this into the bigger compost bins. Yeah, it's a horrible job. I don't know, we must be putting something in there that the worms do not eat, do not like. They stay away from it. We've got plenty of these tiny little flies, and they seem to kind of join together and drag each other over the surface. I don't know if the camera is good enough to see this. There are hundreds of these little fly things. And this is what I mean about they join together tail to tail and then they drag each other across. So that's actually, it's gone. There's another one here. It's actually two flies joined together. There are hundreds of them all around. If it's not dying worms, then I have a colony of ants in there. Now I have these little flies, and it really doesn't make much compost at all. So it makes me wonder why I bother. You always feel as if you're doing the environmentally correct thing. You take the kitchen scraps and you put them in the wormery, and the worms turn them into compost, and you feel good about it. But you know, it would be a lot easier just to throw the stuff in a heap and then just forget about it rather than mess about with this wormery. I don't mind when there are thousands of worms and they're all healthy. It's when they start to go this kind of, I don't say the worms are sick, but they're just not producing as many as they usually do, and the top layer is just not right. I don't know how to sort that, and I don't know what we're putting in there that makes it go this quite furry way. Clearly the worms don't like that. Even when I put in that kind of sawdust, they call it worm treats, but the worms don't seem to be interested because it's on the top layer and they want it further down. Maybe that's the solution, I put the worm treats underneath. Maybe I'll give that a go. This is part of the old vegetable plot. Last year we had leeks growing in there and I just let them stay over the winter, which is why we have these big pink flowers now. Leeks, onions, I think they are all technically they are alliums, and you go to the garden centre and they charge you a lot of money to buy alliums, and here I've just got some seeds that have been left over the winter and I get these big pink flowers. Didn't get many leeks, of course, but we got the flowers. And then we've got lots of wild raspberries which grow down here, but where are the raspberries? The birds have already eaten them. They don't leave very much. We didn't get any cherries this year because the birds ate those. We very often don't get the vegetables from the plot because the slugs, the snails, the mice, you know, you just seem to be up against an entire zoo of animals who want to eat the things that you're planting. It's really not fair. As I said before, I'm happy to share, but clearly the animals don't want to share, they just want it all for themselves. It's a bit selfish. This is the pear tree we planted 5 years ago, and every year we get one pear, and you can't eat it because it will be hard like concrete. The man next door said to me when I planted the pear tree, "You plant pears for your heirs," which I suppose means that you don't live long enough to actually get any pears, but the people who come after you, they get the benefits. Nothing really grows very well in this orchard. I'm not much of a gardener, you know, I got this garden, but I don't really know what to do with it to make the best of it. I don't spend enough time in it, obviously. I was going to sit out and eat my breakfast, but now with a little bit of rain, all the chairs are wet, so maybe I will. I quite like sitting out and eating breakfast, particularly if it's the south of France and the sun is shining. This is a little bit different.
And on we'll go through the wastelands, through the highways,
And now the sun comes out, so I'm going to wash the car.
till my shadow turns to sun rays. And on we'll go through the wastelands, through the highways. And
The guys who have been working on the house either broke or stole. I'm not going to say stole it, but they've broken or lost the end of this. All I have is the end of the hose pipe. No, what you call it, no trigger grip to make it go on and off, which is a pain. Time to do the environmentally unfriendly thing with the confidential waste.
and other things we can't get rid of because the bin men do not collect our rubbish at regular intervals. There's nothing quite like a good fire. I think it reminds us all of the caveman in us. This would be when we are sitting at the back of the cave 6,000 years ago, just keeping the fire burning. I wonder what they did for matches. Oh yes, matches. I must pick them up, otherwise they will get wet in the rain, which is about to come. It's just after 4 o'clock and I've had lunch, made lunch for everyone. My wife has gone out. I cleared out the top layer of the worms after all. I just decided that it smelled, it wasn't nice for the worms, so I just took the whole tray and tipped it into the compost dalek just to get rid of it, and then I just left out the top layer just to wash in the rain. And the sun is blazing now, and I'm just going to have a coffee and sit here and get a suntan. Probably one of the last opportunities to get a suntan this summer. Summer. Yeah. It's 10:20 and I had to put the bins out after watching movie night. We watched Hancock. It's a movie from 2008 with Will Smith. He plays a superhero. Anyway, I thought it was very light when I was taking out the bins, and that's the reason why. It's a full moon. It just looks like a little black dot, a white dot in the sky. If I could hold my hand really, really steady, I'm sure it would focus. Oh well, maybe not.
We'll go through the wastelands, through the highways, and on we'll go.
That looked a little bit like fireworks, but it's actually a net bag which the workman had left tied onto the scaffolding, and every time I go past it, it's my head, so I thought I'd get rid of it, and the easiest way was just to set fire to it, and it was different. It did not burn the way I expected. It's a lot more showy, spectacular than that. So, nice way to end the day. More tomorrow. Bis zum nächsten Mal. Tschüss.